Hey, Scruffy. Right at the door. I looked out. Oh, there's a hiss. So I looked out a few times, and Scruffy kept moving around. So he was on the gray mat at one point, then I think he was on the petting mat. Okay. A little early for dinner. So just kneeling down, didn't do anything. Put food on the table. Took the glove. So Scruffy's coming back as I put the glove on. So I think maybe Scruffy doesn't feel safe unless I have the glove on. Kind of interesting. So yeah, another nice day. Temperature was about the same as it's been. Sun came out. A little bit of clouds. So I went out late this afternoon for a bike ride. It's a nice day. So I saw, I saw 3 different deer. So at one point I saw a baby deer on the edge of right on the trail. And then as I approached, it ran off the trail up a hillside, and then I could see up the hillside was the mother. And then a little later I saw a deer. It was up the hillside, grazing on kind of its own little grassy knoll. So I had like an overlook above everything. So I had a great vantage point. So, and then because it was kind of on its own little ledge or whatever, I got a really good look. Actually reminded me of how they would place one of the animatronics like on a Disney ride, where if you're on a ride and you're looking through the scenery, there's some animal or something on some cliff or something, so you can clearly see it. It's kind of what it reminded me of. So of course, this was actually real. And let's see. Yeah, I didn't see any snakes or foxes today. I think I saw a blue jay. Didn't see any ducks today. So I mentioned last time I went, I saw a duck and a fox. The duck, was in the creek, quacking and swimming and quacking. And usually the creek is pretty dry. I don't usually see much or any animal life in it. So the duck stood out. So we tried to get a better look. So I went downstream again as I was leaving the park, trying to get a better look of where the creek dries up. So I got a better sense of where it dried up, but the place where it actually dries up for good is obstructed by a lot of trees, so I can't see it from the road that I'm on. But I have a reasonable sense of where the creek is dry, and it's actually surprising to me it dried up that early. So I think most years it actually doesn't dry up that soon. So I'm thinking maybe all the extra water that we got must have changed something about the creek that basically caused it to become more susceptible to drying out or something. I'm not quite sure what that process would be, but yeah, I think it's weird that usually there's water, even though it's only a little bit. But now, after all the massive rains that we got, it's dry. So one difference I am noticing, though, is a little further, right before it goes completely dry, is the water is really nasty green looking. So it's, I think, just completely, I'm guessing it's algae. And I've never seen it that green before, like disgusting green. And then the place where it's dried out, it looks, or at least when it first starts drying out, it looks a lot like, it's like sand dunes. And usually it doesn't look like that either. So maybe all the water changed the way the ground is packed or something. Maybe it changed the way the water gets absorbed. And then, I don't know, maybe the algae also is blocking it further upstream or absorbing all the water or something. Like a sponge. Very nasty sponge. So it's almost food time, so I think I'll give Scruffy his food a little early. Okay, let's get his food. And there's that big mess of fur. So I've been trying to figure out strategic places that cut. Problem is, the place where it would actually do any good is underneath Scruffy, and they don't have access to that. I can try to clip off the little bits there, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if it really does any good. And then I got to risk freaking out Scruffy. Whoops. Scruffy didn't like brush there for a second. So I don't think there's any mats there. So the brush normally goes through Scruffy's furs pretty easily, except for the parts that he drags behind. So I don't think Scruffy's actually that mad at it, except that places where he's shedding in clumps. That's the part that gets out of control. But the fur, at least on Scruffy's back and his tail, they're not really mad at all. And yeah, so I don't have access to underneath Scruffy, so I don't know what's like under there. So let's see. So lunch, yeah, it's more of the same. So I didn't try to cut anything because yeah, I didn't really have a great opportunity. Thought about it, but then I think Scruffy jumped at one point, so he was feeding in a direction that was possibly something I could try to cut. And then for some reason he jumped. I wasn't doing anything, and he just suddenly jumped away and repositioned himself to eat from the other direction. Hey, Scruffy, how you doing? Oh, wow. It's like it's another nice day. The sun looks brighter today. Oh, got some meows today, huh? Yeah. So I got your water and kibble ready to eat. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna kneel down and put everything on the table. I just put down the scissors. Put the food on the table. Get the water bowl down. Grab the glove. Sit in the chair. That Scruffy might take a drink of water. Oh, wow. Got another meow. So Scruffy's not avoiding the ears or head. So when you want your food, it's about food time. Finish up this pet. Okay, let's get your food. Let's see a nice place to cut. Scruffy just jumped for no reason. I didn't do anything. Tonight's dinner is a fresh can of hearty cuts with real chicken and fish. So that's the smelly fish tonight. And then kibble and rotisserie chicken scraps. And it's the last of the bag of scraps, but I got more, so let's start thawing that out. Leave the balls. So a little bit of chicken and kibble in there. I think a piece of chicken landed on the plate. I think Scruffy knocked that out of the bowl. So yeah, I'm surprised Scruffy hissed at the door, especially since I had smelly fish tonight. I'm sure you can smell it. Scruffy's going pretty fast tonight. He really likes the smelly fish. He's going the other way. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.